he killed the Deku Tree, which he kind of does, but he's not that dumb. More because he just wants, Link is a thorn in his side, and he wants him out, because he's jealous. He wants Zarya. So, this scene, I'm not going to add anything to it, except that the way I wrote it, I wanted it to be as much like this scene as possible, because I always thought this was, like, the most emotional scene in the entire game. And I thought the way that it was plotted was already very cinematic, and if I just made it just kind of very much like it was in the game, that it would call back a lot of memories for a lot of people. So I changed some of the script or whatever, but the way it was shot and everything, I kept it. So there we go. Back to the power of the Triforce thing, just because I'm running out of time. But Zelda relies on her own wisdom, and she relies, the power of the mind. She's crafty, and she thinks about things practically and what's like the greater good kind of thing. And the power of the spirit is possibly the great. It has the capacity to be either the weakest or the greatest, and I think it can overcome the other two just because it's but only in sporadic moments. It's the shonen thing. It's the classic shonen thing of, he's not the strongest all the time, but when it really counts, he is. And I was like, well, that might be why you can beat Ganondorf. It's just, you get him mad enough, you get him passionate enough, and he can do anything. And so I was like, well, that's what it is. It strengthens that power within him, which is the power of goodness. He's not tempted to evil, and he's not, overly reliant on his own self, like Zelda would be. Like, she thinks she has to do everything, which is why she takes on the guise of a boy, like Sheik, and continues to meddle, even when she shouldn't, but I'm going to talk about that later, in the later parts of the script I wrote. Anyway, here at Rulefield, apparently, Link did not die, he's fine. But yeah, so I thought, okay, power of the body, mind, and spirit, I can do that. I can write characters based around that and talk about the Triforce bringing out those virtues. But yeah, hey, wow, I talked through an entire Let's Play and didn't hardly ever talk about the game. That's fun. So yeah, I look forward to maybe doing more of this game and talking about weird stuff that I wrote, and if Zelda was a movie, how would I make it, and if you guys want to hear more about that, if I didn't bore you to tears. So, breathe. Whew! Sayonara, bye-bye, y'all.